Big shakeup at Manchester United. Scouts are getting the axe, and a key man is out. What does this mean for our future transfers? Look, Manchester United's director of scouting, Steve Brown, is leaving the club after 9 years. Sir Jim, micromanaging, rolling heads. Steve Brown is out. Brown turned down a new role offered by Jason Wilcox and Christopher Vivell and will leave by the end of June. Look, out with the old, in with the new. It's taking a lot of time. Obviously, we've covered the fact there's a lot of austerity. 200 club staff, in addition to the prior cuts, are going to be heading out the door as well. Sir Jim, getting rid of the old scouting regime. Look, I can't really protect the guy. The last 9 years has been pretty bad. So at the end of the day, let's hope it gets better under the new leadership with Wilcox and Vivell.
No, yeah. I mean, here's the thing: is like in terms of transfers, our transfer record over the last decade has been atrocious. No club has spent more and gotten less in terms of just the quality of players that arrived on day one and day 301, and our ability to move players on and get some money back. It's just been a disaster. Now, where the line stops from scouting to actually pulling off transfers and deciding who to buy in the first place, I don't know. Somebody was identifying Julian Alvarez and Moise Caicedo to buy for peanuts, and we didn't do it. Whether that was Steve Brown or someone else, I don't know. But at the end of the day, people are losing the jobs. They're right-sizing the company. You know, the club is too big. They had too many employees. If you look at our peers, and that heads are going to roll. So it makes sense. Also, new guys, they're consolidating power. That's what happens when guys like Wilcox and Vivell come in. They want their people. They don't want other people that have, they're all pushing
models under question.
Yeah, they want to strip it all down. It didn't work before. Let's build it new, and let's build it leaner, faster, meaner. And I'm okay with that. So this is just natural evolution of firms growing. And 200 people could lose their jobs. It makes sense that folks in our ineffective scouting department might be included in that group, sir.
Well, he turned down a new role. But how drastic
what kind of role
was that role? Was
right.
it water boy? I don't know. You go from director of scouting. Apparently, Brown helped create the Project Bethlehem and TrackerMan, which is United Central Scouting database. The whole move is that Vivell and Wilcox are pushing for a more efficient, tighter database scouting model instead of sort of that global scouting network United had. I feel like the height of our powers was bringing in Rafael and Fabio da Silva, like those Brazilian twins. We were getting players out of Brazil. Obviously, we can't do that anymore with the youngsters. But under Sir Alex, we had a great scouting network. It was bringing a lot of fruit to us. And then over the last decade, it's just been absolutely nothing. We're dying. Every player we buy turns up shit. Welcome to Manchester United as of late. So, do I like going data driven? Well, that's what Dan Ashworth was into, and he got sacked. So is it really the best move to get rid of this director of scouting or push him out? Everything at Manchester United is
you question everything.
You do need to question.
Not you, I'm saying you can. Right now, I'm agreeing with you. It's so easy to be why are they doing this? These guys protecting the old. It's just you have no idea what the motivation is. Is it people getting rid of non-loyal, non-Ineos folks?
Is the scouting network to blame for signing Anthony? No, Ten Hag's to blame for signing Anthony. And I just feel it's how we make these decisions. And if you look at Man City, right, I think everybody has the data right now. Maybe Manchester United is so dumb we don't have the data. But the idea is making the right decisions with the manager, telling the manager no at the right time and at the right price, telling him you can't have Anthony at this, more than 40 million.
Right.
The scouting department says he's not worth it. We're not going to give it to you. And then we're going to go with plan B. And I feel those are the issues. That's where Manchester United has failed, is sort of the valuation of talent over the long term. That has been absolutely just horrific. Thinking of paying for Højlund, where you could sign Gorkis for 52 goals at the same rate you signed Højlund for what he had at Italy. And it's the price that's the issue. It's not the player. It's not the profile that is the problem at Manchester United.
No, that's usually right. We've scouted players that are high quality. They've gone on to other clubs for low fees and done exceptionally well. And even when we get a player who fits a profile, we overpay dramatically. You mentioned two, but even Magoo, we everybody knew he wasn't worth more than 45 million pounds, and we paid 80. And in some ways we're whatever, it's come good because
probably worth 60.
55 maybe,
but starting English center back, 65.
When he was
70.
scoring a lot of goals, but 80, we definitely overpaid. we didn't
like
overpay as much as we did for those other two guys, to be fair, because he's a performer. He plays week in, week out.
Honestly, you can't. For me, the Magoo one is not one that stands out as a like
No,
Anthony, is
Anthony,
like, holy
85
crap.
million, like the
Hoyland-
second most silent. Yeah.
Hoyland is like, oh my god, like Anthony, oh my god, like those are the like Lukaku doesn't like you.
No,
you
he
lost
scored
money,
goals,
but you
but
it's
you
like,
barely
hey,
lost money. You lost a little bit of money.
Yeah, exactly. But even like Paul Pogba, for example, like you didn't get as much as you should have out of him, but it wasn't like a
Anthony.
70-0 situation where like you could just rank the bad signings on like how bad they were or how much money we lost. Like a Di Maria as well, like recouping some of the fee. Is it that bad? But look, is United cutting back on a scouting system smart long term? I mean, only the time will tell at the end of the day. Because with Ineos, this whole like cutting and making the organization lean, like, are we going to trying to get leaner and then better at the same time? That's kind of where I have some concern, because the team is not good, the scouting is not good. Then we're cutting people from the department. Then we're making these guys do it with less people. It's just kind of one of those things. Are we setting ourselves up for failure and another recruitment disaster? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Please like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you in the next Manchester United video.